Hey everybody, movie reviewer next door here, and I'm back with another movie review. And this time I saw Certain Prey. This is a police procedural thriller film directed by Chris Girolamo from 2011, and it stars Mark Harmon, Lola Glaudini, Tatiana Maslany, and Athena Karkanis. In this film, Minneapolis Deputy Police Chief Lucas Davenport has to face off against a duo unlike any he's ever encountered, a lethal hitwoman and a ferociously cunning killer determined to hunt him down. So, what did I think of Certain Prey? Well, found it to be a decent time waster. It's nothing mind-blowing. It does have some interesting elements that I did appreciate, and I will get into those. But for the most part, it's a pretty well-made and serviceable USA Network TV movie. Let me get to the cast. Mark Harmon plays Lucas Davenport. He is again, deputy police chief in Minneapolis. Um, he plays this role well. If you know Mark Harmon, you know he's been in tons of movies and shows, and like NCIS is literally the most watched show on earth. If you look at him, you fucking know him, even if you're not a movie or TV show person. He does this real well. He's good at playing the kind of smart alecky police chief, or or yeah, deputy police chief. Lola Glaudini plays Carmel, who's a lawyer who is trying to become a killer, I guess. They don't it's a bit unclear, but she's all right. If there's two big issues I have with the movie, it's around her and Tatiana Maslany, who plays Clara Rinker, and I'll get to why. But Tatiana Maslany plays Clara Rinker, who is a hit woman, abused at 18 and kills the guy who did it, and then ends up becoming a hit woman. Um, I think she's a bit miscast because she does come off she does look a bit too young to play this type of role, and I'm not saying that you couldn't have a teenage hit woman or hit man, but when I think of like a character someone to play this type of character, I'd probably imagine more of like if back when this came out, Noomi Rapace were to play it, I could buy that, or if like a younger Zoe Bell did it. But no, I not with her. And Athena Karkanis plays Marcy Sherrill. She's a partner basically to Lucas. She I keep seeing shit from the Saw movies. She was Detective Perez in Saw 4 and 6, which she didn't do a ton in those. She doesn't really do a ton here, but she wasn't bad either. She has some moments that I actually really liked with her character and all that. So it's not, I didn't mind her. Um, but yeah, this is a USA Network TV movie. It was made for TV. I watched it on Tubi. I saw Mark Harmon was in it, and I was curious. Oh, never really seen a Mark Harmon starring movie. I went in with the expectations of, yes, it is a TV movie. They can't really do a lot of the things that theatrical movies can do. You can't have a ton of action for the most part, even though there is that Dolph Lundgren pilot Blackjack. But from what I've heard, that has mostly action at the beginning and not much else in in the rest of it. I haven't seen it yet. Um, but with this is based on, I think, the 10th book in a series of books by John Sandford. Now, I don't know who this person is. Apparently, this is a best selling book series. I've never heard of it. I'm not. If anybody has read the books and sees this review, please tell me, are the books good? Because maybe I'll read them. Apparently, there's another adaptation um, out there. It was also a TV movie. Well, well, maybe I'll find it later. But um, yeah, it's this film. How do I say this? This film is not bad. It's not. It's completely watchable. And other than the whole thing of, sorry, it's been a rough day today. Um, Other than the whole relationship between the two killers in the film, it's not exactly an original movie, and I can easily say that. Now, did I enjoy the movie? Yeah. I I'm not gonna say it's anything fantastic. I would never lie to y'all. Um, but I did get something out of it. I liked what they did with the characters. Um, because a lot of this movie, or at least a bit of it, is um these like killer characters conversing and getting to know each other and then becoming friends. And I liked that. It was a nice change of pace from the normal kind of police procedural movie where they'd mostly just focus on the cop side of things and then the killer or killers don't get really any screen time. And I kind of wish that more of the film focused on these killer characters because they are very interesting. Not that Mark Harmon's character isn't interesting, because he is. He's not your average uh, cop movie character. And, you know, it's kind of hard to describe because he's a bit of a hard ass, and he also does a lot of things that other cops wouldn't do. And I understand that's not original, but the way he does it is interesting, and I liked seeing Mark Harmon play. I know this isn't against type because this is kind of what he did in NCIS, even though in that he wasn't exactly a cop, but still, it. uh, I'm glad I watched this. Again, the 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 whole thing about the attorney, or not attorney, but she's a law clerk or something, getting into becoming a serial killer basically is interesting. It's an interesting premise. It's executed not too bad. I would say that the description of the film is a bit misleading. A lethal hit woman and a ferociously cunning killer. Now, I wouldn't say she's exactly that cunning, um, but I kind of hard to talk about this movie because I don't think I'll have that much to say. Again, it's a TV movie. You kind of go in with tempered expectations and you'll be entertained. It's not a fast. It's not like a mile a minute like action thriller type of thing. Sorry, let me adjust my camera a bit. It's not that. It's more of a building thriller, and I will say one issue I had with it was the ending, because the ending isn't like the film does have an ending. The main conflict does get resolved, but there's one that's left in the air, kind of like they were trying to push for a TV show, which Mark Harmon was already on NCIS at this time and had been for a while. So I just don't think it would have worked out. But but I have to get to what doesn't work with this film. Um, Again, Lola Guadagnini is she's okay. She has her moments where she works, but but for most of the movie, she comes off a bit over the top. Now I know this actress was on The Sopranos, and a lot of people in the reviews were talking about that. Um, and also with Tatiana Maslany, and I don't hate Tatiana Maslany. She's been in stuff I've enjoyed. I remembered enjoying her in Ginger Snaps 2. She was one of the crazy chicks in the ward. Um, yeah, she was Ghost. Yeah, and I do remember enjoying her performance in that. Um, but here I think the choice to make her a hit woman was kind of a miscast because even when I saw it on the poster originally, I was like, really, her as a killer? Because I'm not saying this role couldn't have worked with a woman. I'm saying that Tatiana Maslany doesn't exactly strike me as the most imposing person. Not even Lola. Um, and again, I don't know a lot of the stuff Lola has been in, but for this, I just found it kind of like, whatever, throwaway casting. And sorry, I'm kind of at a loss for words. Again, this film is watchable. I wouldn't say that it's like a big recommend or anything, but if you see it on Tubi and you're a fan of Mark Harmon, you might get a kick out of it. Um, but yeah, not much I could say. Um, that was my review of Certain Prey. If you like the review, comment down below, whatever, and move move your viewer next door out.